The future of retail is not about stacking shelves, it's about staging experiences. People no longer walk into stores because they need to. They walk in because they want to. In a world where any product can be ordered online within seconds, the physical store must become a destination, a place where discovery, entertainment, and emotion converge. Imagine stepping into a store that feels more like an interactive theater than a marketplace, where the layout changes with seasons, trends, or even your personal preferences. The store of tomorrow will not be built around inventory, it will be built around imagination. The future of retail is not a story about products neatly lined on shelves. It is a story about experiences that awaken curiosity and spark emotion. In the past, people walked into stores because they had to, because that was the only way to find and purchase what they needed. Today, the logic is completely reversed. If you want convenience, you don't step outside, you open an app, click a button, and your purchase arrives at your door within hours. What this means is that physical retail must now justify its existence in ways that go beyond function. The store must become a stage, a theater of imagination where the performance is tailored to each visitor. Think about what draws people into certain spaces. Not the transaction, but the transformation. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee, the play of light across an art installation, the ability to touch, test, and immerse oneself in a product's story. These are the sensory triggers that no website can replicate, and they will be the foundation of the future store. Picture walking into a store that changes like a living organism. One week it may be a rainforest, the next a futuristic cityscape. Imagine digital walls that react to your gestures, products that come alive with interactive storytelling, and layouts that shift depending on the cultural moment or trending movement. Shopping, in this context, becomes entertainment, a form of leisure where discovery matters more than the act of buying. People are not just customers, they are participants in a narrative. This shift from utility to experience will redefine the economics of retail. The value of square footage will no longer be measured in how much stock it can hold, but in how much memory it can create in the minds of those who step inside. At the heart of this transformation lies a deeper truth. Human beings crave connection, inspiration, and novelty. In a digital-first world where algorithms dictate choices and screens dominate attention, the physical store becomes a rare space for authenticity, offers something tactile, visceral, and emotional. That's why we see brands experimenting with flagship stores that feel more like galleries or cultural spaces than shops. They are no longer competing with other retailers. They are competing with museums, cinemas, festivals, and even social media feeds. The goal is simple: create a moment so extraordinary that people not only return but share it with the world. The future store will not sell products, it will sell feelings. The sneakers you buy will come with the thrill of trying them on in a virtual sports arena. The jacket you choose will be part of a curated journey that tells the story of the artisans who made it. The furniture you consider will be displayed in a space that mirrors your lifestyle, with digital projections showing exactly how it would look in your own home. Each purchase will be anchored in a memory, and that memory will be the real product. When we look ahead, it's clear that the physical retail store is not dying, it's being reborn. It is evolving from a warehouse of goods into a playground of experiences. As technology continues to erase the need for physical presence when it comes to transactions, it simultaneously amplifies the need for spaces that engage, inspire, connect. The future of retail is not about shelves, it's about stories. It's not about what people buy, it's about how people feel. Personalization is no longer a pleasant surprise in the retail journey. It has become the very foundation of how customers form trust and loyalty with brands. In the past, a store could display a wide variety of products and assume that the sheer range would satisfy every type of shopper. But today's consumers expect something different. They expect the store to know them, understand them, and anticipate their desires even before they articulate them. The evolution of data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning is making this not only possible, but inevitable. The retailers who will thrive in the years ahead are those who design their spaces and their strategies around hyper, Personalization, treating every individual who enters not as a generic customer, but as a unique profile with specific needs, moods, and aspirations. Imagine walking into a store where the environment subtly adapts to you the moment you step inside. The lighting adjusts to highlight the colors you tend to prefer, shifts to match your mood, and displays reorganize themselves to feature items similar to those you've browsed online. This isn't science fiction. Is the next frontier of retail. By blending real-time data with predictive algorithms, stores will create atmospheres that feel almost instinctively aligned with who you are. Instead of overwhelming customers with endless choice, they will simplify decisions by curating options that feel handpicked. Shopping will no longer feel transactional. It will feel like a conversation between you and the brand, where every recommendation is meaningful and personal. This level of personalization will extend far beyond simple product suggestions. Tailors will build experiences around lifestyles rather than categories. For example, if you are someone who loves outdoor adventure, the store might not only show you hiking boots, but also immerse you in an interactive journey through mountains or forests, complete with product demonstrations that fit your personality. If you are a busy professional, the system might recognize your limited time and streamline the entire shopping process to make it efficient, quick, and hassle-free. Personalization, in this sense, not about pushing more products, it's about removing friction and elevating relevance. The beauty of hyper-personalization lies in its ability to merge the digital with the physical. Every online search, purchase history, and social media interaction becomes part of a data-rich profile that translates into a physical experience. Retailers will use this information not to intrude, but to anticipate. The moment you enter the store, the system will already know which sizes fit you best, which colors flatter you most, and which new products align with your evolving taste. The result is a sense of being seen and understood, an emotional connection that builds loyalty far more effectively than discounts or promotions ever could. The risk, of course, lies in overstepping boundaries. Customers will only embrace hyper-personalization if it feels respectful, ethical, and transparent. Trust will be the currency of this future, and the brands that succeed will be those that balance data-driven precision with human sensitivity. They will design personalization as a form of hospitality rather than surveillance, giving customers the sense of being guided rather than manipulated. When done right, personalization transforms retail from a passive experience into an active partnership where the store doesn't just serve your needs. It grows with you, evolves with you, and in many ways becomes a mirror of who you are. The separation between physical and digital shopping is disappearing, and the most exciting part of this transformation is how seamlessly the two worlds are starting to blend together. For decades, tailors treated online and offline as two competing channels. One was about convenience, the other about presence. But the future is not about choosing between them. It's about creating a unified ecosystem where the customer moves effortlessly across both. A person might begin their journey on a mobile app, continue it in a physical store, and complete it later through voice command at home. To them, won't feel like switching channels. It will feel like one continuous experience. The challenge for retailers is to design for this fluidity, where every point of interaction builds on the last and anticipates the next. Augmented reality will play a key role in this evolution. Customers will be able to see exactly how a product looks in their home before they even think about buying it. Furniture can be placed virtually in a living room, clothing can be tried on digitally through smart mirrors, and makeup can be tested on a digital reflection of your face without touching a single product. These technologies not only reduce friction, but also enhance confidence in decision-making. Instead of imagining how something might fit, customers can experience it instantly. And when they eventually walk into a store, that digital familiarity will make the physical interaction even more powerful, turning curiosity into commitment. Equally important will be the role of mobile devices and wearables in bridging the gap. Imagine walking into a store and your phone already syncing with the retailer's system. Your shopping list appears on a screen, guiding you to the exact aisle. Or perhaps your smartwatch notifies you that the jacket you liked online is now available in your size and waiting for you to try on. This is not about technology for technology's sake. It's about removing the small frictions that make shopping feel tedious. When digital tools are woven seamlessly into the in-store journey, they transform the act of shopping into something intuitive and personalized. Smart stores of the future will also erase one of the biggest frustrations of traditional retail waiting in line. Autonomous checkout systems, powered by sensors and AI, will allow you to simply pick up what you want and walk out with payment processed automatically. But this convenience will not come at the expense of human interaction. Instead, staff will be freed from routine tasks and empowered to focus on what truly matters, offering advice, guiding experiences, and building relationships. Technology, in this sense, does not replace people, it elevates them. What emerges from this blend of physical and digital is not just a more efficient shopping journey, but a more engaging one. Customers will no longer think in terms of online versus offline. They will think in terms of experiences that follow them wherever they go. Whether they are browsing at midnight on a couch, experimenting with virtual products on their phone, or stepping into a flagship store that feels alive with interactivity, will all feel connected. The future of retail will not be defined by walls or websites, but by the seamless dance between both. The winners will be those who stop thinking about channels altogether and start designing for moments. Moments that travel across every platform, every device, every space where the customer chooses to be. Sustainability is no longer a side note in the story of retail. It is becoming the central narrative. In the past, customers cared primarily about price, quality, and convenience. Those factors still matter, but the next generation of consumers is asking deeper questions. Where did this product come from? Who made it? What impact does it have on the planet and on society? Retailers can no longer afford to ignore these concerns. Transparency and responsibility are shaping purchasing decisions as strongly as design or functionality. The future of retail stores will therefore be built on the foundation of sustainability, not just as a marketing claim, but as a measurable, visible, and integrated part of the shopping experience. Imagine walking into a store where every product carries a digital tag that tells its full story. With a quick scan, you could see where the raw materials were sourced, how the item was manufactured, and the carbon footprint it left behind. Might even be able to track the journey of the product from factory to store, verifying the ethical standards of every step. This is more than transparency, it's empowerment. Customers will feel they are making choices that align with their values. Retailers who enable this sense of agency will earn trust in ways that advertising never could. In the future, trust will not be given lightly, it will be earned through radical honesty. Retailers who embrace sustainability will not only transform perception, but also operations. Stores will increasingly adopt circular models of commerce where products are not just sold, but also returned, refurbished, and resold. Clothing retailers may allow customers to bring back old garments for recycling, while electronic stores might encourage trade-ins to reduce e-waste. The store will evolve from being a one-way channel of consumption into a hub of responsible participation. Customers will not just buy products, they will join movements that reduce waste and extend the life cycle of the things they use. Sustainability will also redefine the aesthetics of the physical store itself. Materials used in construction and design will be eco-friendly, energy systems will be powered by renewable sources, and supply chains will be optimized to minimize emissions. The store of the future will not simply talk about sustainability, it will embody it in every detail. Imagine walls made from recycled materials, lighting powered by solar energy, and packaging that is biodegradable or eliminated altogether. The physical space will act as a living manifesto of the brand's commitment to the planet. Yet, sustainability is not only about environmental responsibility. It also speaks to social equity and ethical practices. Consumers want to know that workers are treated fairly, that communities are respected, that diversity and inclusion are not afterthoughts. The most successful retailers will understand that sustainability is holistic, It must encompass people as well as the planet. The way a brand sources, manufactures, and distributes its products will tell a story, and customers will decide whether they want to be part of that story. In the future, the most powerful brands will be those that see sustainability not as a burden, but as an opportunity. They will innovate with new materials, experiment with circular business models, and build stronger connections with communities. More importantly, they will understand that sustainability is not just a feature of retail, it is the future of retail. Shoppers will reward those who commit to building a better world. In doing so, they will redefine the very meaning of value. Products will not just be measured by cost or design, but by conscience. The future of retail will not be measured only by what is sold, but by what is shared. For generations, stores have been transactional spaces where the primary objective was to move products from shelves to bags. But as technology automates much of that process, the role of the physical store will shift dramatically. It will no longer exist solely as a marketplace. It will evolve into a meeting place, a cultural hub where people gather not just to shop but to connect. In a world increasingly dominated by digital interactions, beings are craving authentic connections and a sense of belonging. Retail stores have a unique opportunity to meet that need by transforming themselves into spaces where community becomes the new currency. Picture a store that feels less like a retail outlet and more like a social club. There might be workshops teaching new skills, talks by thought leaders, or live performances that align with the brand's ethos. A sportswear retailer, for example, could host weekly running clubs or fitness classes. A bookstore might double as a community space for local authors, poetry nights, and creative workshops. Even a technology brand could turn its store into an innovation lab, customers to experiment with products and co-create solutions. These experiences build something that cannot be replicated online. Genuine human connection anchored around shared interests and values. This shift toward community-centric retail also changes the way loyalty is built. Loyalty will not come from points, discounts, or promotions, but from participation. Customers will return not only because they need a product, but because they feel part of something larger. The store becomes a stage for identity, where being present signals membership in a tribe of like-minded people. Think of it as the difference between wearing a brand and living a brand. The most successful retailers will not sell products to customers. They will invite customers into communities where products are simply the artifacts of shared culture. The design of retail spaces will reflect this new purpose. Stores will be built with gathering areas, lounges, and interactive zones that encourage people to linger, talk, share. Technology will still play an important role, but it will be less about efficiency and more about amplification. Augmented reality could turn community events into immersive experiences, while apps might allow people to connect with others attending the same in-store activity. In this way, digital tools will extend the reach of the community beyond the four walls of the store, creating networks that live both online and offline. What makes this future so compelling is its resilience. While trends come and go, the human desire to connect, belong, and share experiences is timeless. Retailers who recognize this truth will secure their place in a rapidly changing landscape. They will stop asking, how do we sell more? And start asking, how do we bring people together? Because in the future, commerce and community will be inseparable. The product will still matter, but it will no longer be the only thing that matters. What will define the future of retail is the ability to create spaces where people don't just spend money, they spend time, build relationships, walk away with memories as valuable as the items they purchase. The future of retail will not be defined by a single innovation or a final perfect model of what a store should be. Instead, it will be shaped by constant reinvention, driven by the accelerating pace of technology. Retailers who cling to fixed formulas will find themselves outdated almost overnight. The winners will be those who embrace change as a permanent condition, viewing their stores not as finished projects, but as living laboratories that evolve in real time. Reinvention is not a one-time strategy. It is the new operating system for survival. Automation will be one of the first waves of this transformation. Imagine shelves that restock themselves with the help of robots, or inventory systems that anticipate demand before products ever run out. These invisible efficiencies will free human staff from repetitive tasks, allowing them to focus on higher value interactions like personal consultation, storytelling, experience design. Technology, in this sense, will not eliminate jobs but redefine them. Employees will become curators, hosts, and guides rather than clerks behind counters. Their role will be to deliver moments of connection that no machine can replicate, while the machines handle the logistics with precision and speed. Artificial intelligence will take this reinvention even further. Tailors will use predictive analytics not only to manage stock, but also to design experiences dynamically. Store layouts might shift based on real-time customer data, displays reorganizing themselves to highlight trending products or personalized recommendations. AI assistants, whether embedded in apps, kiosks, or wearable devices, will guide shoppers through the journey, answering questions and suggesting options as naturally as a knowledgeable friend. Every visit will feel different because the store itself will be learning and adapting with each interaction. Biometric technologies will also play a role in this reinvention. Imagine walking into a store where facial recognition or wearable sensors can detect your stress levels, your mood, or even your preferred style, and then tailor the environment accordingly. Lighting, music, and displays could all shift to create an atmosphere uniquely suited to you. While this raises questions about privacy and ethics, it also opens the door to a level of personalization and responsiveness never seen before. The store becomes a living organism, adjusting itself to meet human needs in the moment. This cycle of reinvention will not stop at the store's physical boundaries. Retailers will experiment with pop-up concepts, hybrid spaces that blend retail with entertainment or hospitality, digital twins of physical stores that allow customers to explore them virtually. The idea of permanence will fade, replaced by an ethos of fluidity. Stores may change identity as quickly as cultural trends shift, ensuring that customers always feel a sense of freshness and relevance. The truth is that reinvention is not optional. It is the only path forward. Technology will continue to accelerate, consumer expectations will continue to rise, and the competitive landscape will only grow sharper. The retailers who succeed will be those who view disruption not as a threat, but as fuel. See every new tool not as a risk, but as an opportunity to reimagine what retail can be. The store of the future will never be finished. It will always be in beta, always evolving, always reinventing itself. That is not weakness, it is strength. The future belongs to those who are willing to constantly rebuild it.